ecosystem to accelerate green growth and foster innovative partnerships and deliver on the promise of the Sustainable Development Goals. Prime Minister Abiy expressed gratitude for receiving the torch accrediting Ethiopia as the host of the 5th Summit of the Alliance for Green Growth and the Global Goals 2030 P4G in 2017. Ethiopia's 2027 Summit will spotlight green industrialization, climate resilience agriculture, and the empowerment of youth and women as essential agents of change in the green transition, Prime Minister Abiy noted. He extended Ethiopia's profound gratitude to the government and the people of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam for their warm hospitality and the meticulous organization in hosting this important summit. Ethiopia's climate resilient green economy strategy, the Green Legacy Initiative that means, and its expanding renewable energy portfolio reflect the country's dedication to this vision. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed underlined, but no country can confront the climate crisis alone. The path forward demands collective leadership and urgent action, he urged. Ethiopia has been resolved in the commitment of the ideas and objectives of the P4G partnership and has proudly contributed to the platform since its inception in 2018. Still moving on, the reverse Deputy Prime Minister Tamaskan Turuna said that the investment flow should be increased by promoting Ethiopia's development potential. The Deputy Prime Minister visited the Ethiopian Investment Commission's headquarters to receive its activities and services to improve Ethiopia's investment environment over the past years of change. He also noted that the Commission has implemented many reform activities during his visit. It was also noted that the institution is implementing customer service that meets international standards and follows modern digital practices. He said that the macroeconomic reform has opened up a great opportunity for the sector, and the success achieved in attracting foreign direct investment in the first 9 months of the fiscal year is a testament of this. He further said that the Commission should focus on increasing investment flows by introducing, encouraging and targeted investment options that are in line with economic plans. In his explanation of the visit of the Deputy Prime Minister, the Ethiopian Investment Commissioner, Zaleka Tamaskan, highlighted the establishment of conducive working environment and efficient service delivery by the Commission. The Commissioner also mentioned that he was pleased to see that the Commission has actually carried out remarkable transformational work in practice. Welcome back. Now, when I proceed to the detailed news, Government Whip Minister with the House of People's Representatives, Tasfay Beljige, says the government is working hard to build institutions that strengthen the democratic system. The House of People's Representatives approved the draft proclamation to amend the media proclamation by a majority vote in its regular meeting. With more on that. Government Whip Minister with the House of People's Representatives, Tasfay Beljige, said, in the past 7 reform years, the government has carried out activities that will create independent and competent institutions that serve the country and its people. According to the minister, many works have been carried out to build democratic institutions, including media. Tasfay indicated that promising results have been achieved by the works done to ensure media freedom.
We've given special attention to building institutions, focusing on democratic institutions to develop the culture of democracy in entire Ethiopia. In the last 7 years, the media landscape has shown vibrant change in terms of quantity and reachability and language variety.
Chairperson of Democracy Affairs Standing Committee, Eunatu Alene, stated that the existing media proclamation that had gaps in terms of organization, regulatory, administration, and implementation has been amended. The amended proclamation will help the media to be strengthened and remain competitive through advancing itself technology-wise.
መገናኛ ብዙሃን ለዲሞክራሲ የባህል ግንባታ የማይተካ ከፍተኛ ሚና ያላቸው በመሆኑ
due to their irreplaceable contribution for the development of democratic culture, media houses need to be competent by adjusting themselves with ever-changing world. Freedom of expression is a constitutional right that has to be protected. The Working Media Proclamation has gained some gaps by the review done by the Standing Committee of the House that triggered its amendment.
Members of the Parliament, for their part, said the amended proclamation would create a fertile ground to ensure media freedom. Health Minister Dr. Magdas Daba says Ethiopia is working hard to ensure equitable access to health service. The Ministry of Health has delivered 16 ambulances, 9 field vehicles, and 30 motorcycles supported by the European Union to 4 regions. Daniel Chala explains.
16 ambulances, 9 field vehicles, and 13 motorcycles it received from the European Union on donation to Gambella, Benshangul Gumuz, Somali, and Afar regional states. Speaking on the event, Minister of Health Dr. Magdas Dawa said the government is implementing several activities to ensure equity in the health sector. To balance sector development at national and regional level, we are providing resources to the relevant bodies, encouraging results have been achieved by implementing a number of activities focused on building a health system and ensuring equity. The support provided will play a significant role in increasing access to maternal and child health services and reducing maternal mortality. In addition to the vehicles delivered to the regions today, medical equipment to support the health system has been distributed to all 4 regions in the past, she said. David Krivanik, Deputy Head of the European Union in Ethiopia for his part, said the ambulances and vehicles support provided is of great importance, adding that the European Union will continue to strengthen its cooperation with the Ministry of Health for the effectiveness of the health system.
Our partnership and funding will complement the efforts of the government. And speaking about government, let me conclude by thanking the Ministry of Finance for its leadership and guidance through the program's National Steering Committee, and to all regional bureaus for their relentless efforts. I look forward to a continued collaboration in the health sector.
Finfinne City Mayor Adanecha Abebe says more than 39 houses have been built and handed over to residents since the reform. Mayor Adanecha handed over the keys to a 4-story building built in Bole subsidy today, marking the Easter holiday to 446 underprivileged and developmentally disabled people. Lata Teresa explains.
Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Mayor of Finfinne City Adanecha Abebe highlighted the multifaceted activities undertaken to make residents of the city beneficiaries in all aspects beyond making the capital city livable. For this, it was possible to ensure the benefit of many citizens by undertaking various human-centered activities, the mayor underscored. According to Adanich, 446 residential houses were built with the collaboration of Ministry of Revenues, Customs Commission, Finfine City Water and Sewerage Authority, and business persons, and delivered to the needy and people displaced due to development-induced displacement. The mayor reaffirmed the administration's commitment to sustaining the effort is being made to meet the residents' house demand. We are working to allow you and others to live in a standard home. In connection with Easter holiday, we are going to deliver 446 homes now, she said. The mayor said that after the reform, 39,000 houses were built by voluntary service and handed over to residents. After the political change, we've reached 39,000 homes, which is fascinating. Particularly children and youth had been living in difficult conditions, even not convenient for study, due to unclean environment, restroom issues, and sewage. They were in a situation affecting human dignity, but now there has been significant progress, she said. Minister of Revenues Ainalem Nuguse, for their part, noted that the ministry will continue to support such a deed. The work is an interesting act. For the future, we will also continue to work together, she said. Residents who received the residential house expressed their happiness over the house delivery, recalling that they were in challenge and unable to afford house rent.
You are watching English news broadcast on OBN Horn of Africa. Still ahead, dear viewers, the mission of China to the African Union and the African Union Staff Association hosted a policy briefing on China's economy and the trade cooperation with Africa yesterday. The event aimed to deepen mutual understanding and explore more opportunities for shared development between China and Africa. In his remarks, Hu Changchun, head of mission of China to the African Union and representative to UNICA, highlighted China's long-standing partnership with Africa. He stated that China has been Africa's top trading partner for 15 consecutive years, with trade volume reaching over 219.5 billion USD in 2014.
Beijing Summit last September, President Xi Jinping announced the elevation of China-Africa relations to an all-weather community with a shared future for the new era. China has been Africa's top trading partner for 15 consecutive years. Last year, our trade volume reached over $219.5 billion, up 6%. Imports from Africa to China grew around 7%. Nearly half of African countries registered double-digit growth in trade volumes with China. Over the last 2 decades, Chinese foreign direct investment has also increased significantly in Africa.
Who noted that China has granted zero tariff treatment to all less developed countries, with 33 African countries benefiting from this policy.
Strong momentum and fruitful outcomes of our past cooperation, China further granted zero tariff treatment to all least developed countries, and 33 African countries benefit from this policy.
Chief of Staff of the African Union Commission, Mohamed El Amin Suif, praised China's long-standing support for Africa, dating back to the 1960s and 70s, when many African countries gained independence. Suif highlighted China's contribution to Africa's development, including the construction of strategic infrastructure, support in the health and security sectors, and training of African military officers.
The relationship between China and Africa doesn't start last week, doesn't start last month, doesn't start last year. But if you go back to the 60s and 70s, during the independence of many of African countries, you might find China there. China is one of those who recognize some of our country first, country and nation to recognize our independence. So this is something we will never forget. And we have been working closely with China in the 60s and the 70s. At that time, China didn't have much to offer.
אחד מי יודע, אחד אני יודע, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ.
የፋሲካ በዓል በአይሁድ ሃይማኖት ውስጥ በእስራኤል ሃይማኖት ውስጥ ከፍተኛውን ቦታ የያዘ ነው።
מה נשתנה לילה זה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, שבכל הלילות.
መልስ መስጫው ላይ ለመጻፍ ስም የጠፋኝ እና በዛን ጊዜ አስተማሪው ለምንድን ነው አንተ ማትሰራ ሌሎች እየሰሩ ናቸው ሲለኝ ስም የጠፍቶኝ አልኩት።
דיינו, 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 דיינו.
ያልቦካ ቂጣ 7 ቀን ብሉ ተብሎ የታዘዘው ይሄ ነው።
Happy Passover and a happy Easter.
Welcome Fasika, a happy Easter with blessings, many blessings of prosperity, of happiness, and of peace to this wonderful land. And to the people of Israel, I want to wish a happy Passover, happy Pesach.
I wish to the Christians happy Easter, happy Fasika, and I wish to the Jewish people happy Passover, happy Pesach.
This special Easter program will be brought to you by OBN Horn of Africa on Easter. Do not forget to join us that day.
הלילה זה, כולו מצה.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says Ethiopia has recorded notable diplomatic achievements over the past 9 months, advancing national interests across political, economic and citizen-focused fronts. In a press briefing held yesterday, Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Nebiat Getachew shared the ministry's progress in implementing Ethiopia's foreign policy priorities, particularly in strengthening ties with neighboring countries. Lata Teresa has looked at the full account of the story.
Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Nebiat Getachew, emphasized that high-level visits, joint commission meetings, and political consultations have played a key role in deepening regional cooperation. He also mentioned the strides made in boosting ties with neighboring countries. Among the notable diplomatic developments, Nebiat cited the normalization of relations with Somalia, following efforts to resolve recent tensions.
Ethiopia ከጎረቤት ሀገሮች ጋር ያላት በጋራ ጥቅም ላይ የተመሰረተ ትብብር
Over the last 9 months, Ethiopia has undertaken effective efforts aimed at sustainably strengthening the relations with neighboring nations that rooted in mutual cooperation. The exchange of high-level visits, joint commission meetings, and political consultations were conducted to consolidating bilateral ties that demonstrates of this effectiveness of the endeavor. Foundations enabling expanding joint infrastructure and working together for mutual cooperation and benefits were laid.
He also pointed to growing international recognition of Ethiopia's position on sea access, calling it a significant diplomatic breakthrough. During the 9 months of the 2017 Ethiopian fiscal year, the House of People's Representatives ratified 11 international agreements. Additionally, the government signed 6 new agreements and 33 memorandum of understanding with various global partners, he added. On the economic front, Nebiat noted that ongoing reform efforts have boosted Ethiopia's global economic engagement. Through its network of embassies, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs facilitated pre-investment visits from 533 foreign companies during the reporting period. In terms of citizen-centered diplomacy, the spokesperson announced the successful repatriation of 92,043 Ethiopian nationals, primarily from the Middle East, who had been living in difficult conditions. Furthermore, the ministry intervened in cases involving 13,506 citizens whose rights had been violated abroad. The spokesperson also announced efforts that are actively being made to repatriate approximately 700 Ethiopians currently facing challenging conditions in Myanmar. Highlighting recent developments, the spokesperson noted that over 130 Ethiopians have been returned from Myanmar and plans are in place to repatriate an additional 200 individuals within the next 10 days.
በ9 ወራት በተለያዩ የውጭ ሀገራት በአስቸጋሪ ሁኔታ ውስጥ ይገኙ የነበሩ
In the last 9 months, it was possible to repatriate 92,043 citizens who faced difficult conditions in various countries, particularly in the Middle East. In addition, currently, efforts are underway to return about 700 Ethiopians who are facing difficult conditions in Myanmar. It is to be recalled that more than 130 citizens were repatriated from the same country. Effort is being made to return about 200 Ethiopians from Myanmar by the next 10 days.
The achievements reflect the country's expanding diplomatic presence and its commitment to protecting national interests both regionally and globally, Nabiat underscored.
That was it from me, and thanks for watching.